Hey everyone, Saturday, April 8th, 2017, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been an awesome day so far. A ton of rain this morning, but now the sun's out, and did some grocery shopping. It just took a little longer than I wanted it to, but I'm changing up my diet, and I've had like a pretty routine diet for the last few years, so that's been really easy to just streamline all the food getting and stuff. But now I'm kind of making some adjustments reasonably slowly, but I do want to make them, so that means putting a little more time into that in the short term. So long term, it's going to be all good, but it's kind of like a little step back for two steps forward going forward. So I'm a little pressed for time on the practice front today, but still got a couple hours here, so we're going to make the most of it. And we're going to do some online classwork, going to keep that pretty light. Going to do some drum work on some foot control exercises, probably going to keep that pretty light too, just to make sure I'm not pushing myself too hard on the physical front these next couple weeks as I'm making these adjustments. And then going to get it on the production front, commit to a horn library, which I'm really excited about. This has been like a 6-week endeavor trying to sort this all out, but more than worth the time. And I've got the winning choice, I believe, in mind, and I'm just going to go for it because it's on sale right now, and share some of the results with you guys soon enough. So I'm excited. Let's get into it. I'll try to explain as much as I can as we go. Let's do this. Okay, a little bit about MIDI, just how to record MIDI and how it's similar in the way you can do takes and organize it when you record audio, which is interesting. Not a whole lot of new information for me, but certainly always good to revisit those basics. And then a little bit more distorted harmony research. I'm really getting into these guys' sounds. I just think they've got a great style, and they've really got a great balance of elements in their music, which sometimes is difficult to find in progressive music. Some people tend to overdo it in different aspects. So let's get into some drum work. It's not going to be too crazy of a session, but I'll talk you through it in a moment. Okay, really good drum practice. Just got a good amount of focus. I feel like some of the nutritional changes I've been making recently have really helped with that. And I'll share more about that probably in a future video. But for now, what I was doing is working on lines 21 and 22 from page 15 of stick control. And again, just I'm applying those patterns to my feet, not my hands. And I'm keeping time with my hands, first using the right hand lead for 20 reps, and then on the left hand lead for 20 reps each time. So total of 40 reps for each exercise, so 80 reps total for both. And yeah, my feet are coming along. It's taking longer to connect than it did with my hands. I don't know if that's just because I'm older, uh, or if it's just a different deal. This book isn't designed to develop your feet necessarily, but I figured it would be a good use of the book. And yeah, I've been having a lot of success practicing slowly, just trying to really get the control and sound I want, not rush things, just be true to the process and make sure that I'm building things the right way, even if I'm building them slowly. And I think that's really the key to success with this stuff when you're talking about building technique over time, because you're building something that's going to last a lifetime. And I think you could do one exercise and improve your technique 100-fold, or you could do 100 exercises and your technique could stay the same or not improve at all. So I think it's really all about how you're playing what you're playing, more so than what you're playing, although both certainly have their importance. But that's my take there, and I'm going to get it on the horn library front right now. Here we go. Alright guys, excellent session today. Just purchased Broadway Lights from Fable Sounds, which has a really extensive horn library and other instrument samples called Broadway Big Band, which is kind of like the industry standard as far as quality goes. But Broadway Big Band is like a couple grand in terms of price, which, is more than fair. I mean, they've they're really that much better than everyone else out there, and it's super flexible. And I'd love to upgrade to that eventually, but I opted for sort of the lighter version, which has fewer instruments, which I think for my purposes makes a little bit more sense. Um, and I'm not going to use, the clarinet probably that much, or like the flute, or like, that type of stuff. But I got a trumpet, I got a alto sax, tenor sax, trombone, and bari sax, and that's probably going to be more than enough as far as horn sounds and horn sections go for what I'm doing now. I could have gone for the Broadway gig version, but the miking that they used didn't sound as good to me on some of the instruments, even though you do get trumpet, tenor sax, trombone, and the bari sax. So like if I just wanted to go bare minimum, I would have gone for that one, because it still sounds great, but they don't have as many recordings up, and that's optimized more for live performance, whereas I want mine mostly optimized for studio use. Um, I could see myself buying that in the future because it's a different mic selection, which definitely alters the timbre of the sound. But Broadway Lights is more like close miking, which I think would be what I would go for if I were actually going to get a horn section into a studio. And I can add reverb and room sound and stuff after the fact if I want to, but I really just wanted something really dry and the sound of an actual person playing the actual instrument that I can then manipulate with MIDI. So that's what I went for, and it was a good middle ground. I think a good compromise, because I got the alto sax, which I wanted. I got a few more articulations, which I'm not sure how many of those I'll use, but it's always good to have options, and I wanted the closer miking. Now, if I want to, down the line, grab some different mic selection possibilities for some of the instruments, then I can go Broadway gig. If I want to upgrade and get like all the possible miking and like another trumpet, another tenor sax, and a bunch of other stuff too that I'll probably never use, like percussion and things like that, but who knows. Then I can go for the full Broadway big brand upgrade, which I think is like another 1,000 or 1,500 or something, and they go on sale every once in a while. I got this one like 30% off or something like that, so it wasn't the best deal they've ever offered on it. They've offered like almost 80% off in the past, but at that point it's kind of just like I just didn't want to pay full price for it if I didn't have to, although I was prepared to do that because I definitely think it's worth it. So that's my 2 cents on that, probably more than 2 cents. But I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous. I've never really done anything like this before, and I'm investing a lot as far as time, energy, and money goes into this music project, and I think that's warranted. And it's just, I just don't want to do that frivolously, if you know what I'm saying. I want to do it consciously and intentionally, and I don't want to waste resources, but at the same time, like, I don't want to underinvest in the project and then kill it before it has a chance to live. So I'm going to get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and I'm also very hopeful that this record will have some commercial potential. We'll see how that goes, and yeah, I just want to get it right, guys. I just want to do it right just for myself on the artistry front, and then I feel that everything else will flow relatively easily from that. So I'll keep you guys updated on the journey. That's what this is all about. Hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying your weekend, and enjoying the process. As always, I'm off tomorrow, but I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care till then.